The marriage of Meghan Markle into the British royal family was celebrated as progress, a national triumph of diversity and inclusivity. But hidden behind the positivity, her arrival has also exposed an underbelly of unpleasant online abuse. The majority of the country proud to have her as their new Duchess, but her impact has revealed an uncomfortable truth about us too. A year ago, we saw a Duchess determined to do things differently.
We got to get you all married.
We've watched her adjust to this more traditional life. Through her charity projects, we've seen more than just a hint of the former actress.
Like these women, I'm passionate about food and cooking as a way of strengthening communities.
And a woman not afraid to break away from the norm.
Thank you.
Throughout, Prince Harry has been there for support, as Meghan has attracted incredible levels of adoration, but also plenty of negative press. Just months into her life as a royal, unattributed briefings from inside the palace and negative headlines started to appear. The tone had shifted. So when was it that you first met Meghan?
I met her when I was organising the Global Gift Gala.
PR consultant Nick Eade worked with Meghan on a charity event in London before she met Harry. He thinks the actress turned Duchess could be lost in translation.
She's very passionate. Listen, when you're ambitious, you want to do the best, and you want to be the best, and you want to get to the best you can be. I mean, you know, this is somebody who has just entered the royal family, who is probably working quadruply as hard as she was when she's learning scripts for Suits. So she's actually put herself in a position where it's not an easy life. You know, there's far more easy things to do than this.
Her showbiz baby shower in New York really split opinion, as some felt it was too flashy for a member of the monarchy.
This is her life, you know, her life has been as a celebrity for many more years than she has been a princess. Yeah. So actually for her, and for everybody else, this is just normal life.
The problem is there is a big difference between her celebrity and royal life, with everything that she does now being picked over by a much bigger international audience.
Actually, do you have a Sharpie marker? I'm sure we can get you one. I have an idea. Okay.
Her decision to write on bananas that would be given to sex workers in Bristol was one of those moments that attracted as much criticism as praise, especially on social media.
A member of the royal family who isn't from this country, who isn't from their same cultural group, you know, we should be much more accepting and welcome that. And the royal family is engaging and changing as the world is. I do think it's appalling, some of it, and should be stopped.
Modernizers are usually divisive figures, especially within the British royal family. But Meghan's natural Americanisms...
There is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered.
Her tendency to break with royal tradition, and for some even her ethnicity, have led to a sinister trend of abuse emerging online. Search on any of the big social media platforms and you will find millions of posts about the royals. Right now, with their baby on the way, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are the biggest hits. But Meghan has also become the main target for trolls. To understand the lows as well as the highs of Meghan's new role, we asked the experts at Storyful, a social media research agency, to dig deeper into this trend of online abuse.
So our tools allow us to observe and analyse across multiple platforms.
By analysing the most derogatory terms, they uncovered thousands of offensive posts on mainstream social media and more secretive fringe platforms. Social media platforms have become this virtual soapbox where people can more widely share their views about the monarchy. While other members of the royal family are certainly not immune from criticism, I've never seen it become so vicious and personal as it does around the Duchess of Sussex.
There were multiple pages and profiles across mainstream platforms like Facebook, like YouTube, like Twitter, Instagram, all seemingly set up with the single purpose or the major purpose of abusing Meghan Markle, of making false claims about her, of maligning her character, and claiming that she was a grifter who had gotten her way into the royal family by way of hoaxes.
These were among the 20 most prolific Twitter accounts that use popular abusive terms like Maggot Markle and Megxit.
You can see some of the more common words being used in these conversations are things like moon bump, Charlotte and Duchess, Duchess of Deception.
A few of the accounts are from overseas, but the majority are based right here in the UK, using offensive hashtags about her race and claiming she's a social climber. Our report shows some of these accounts have thousands of followers.
There are a lot of people who question her bona fides, who question her legitimacy. There's all sorts of racist commentary about Markle, and thereafter people seem to be directed to the private groups where there's the potential for more extreme discussion.
Our research also showed that nearly a quarter of tweets mentioning Meghan contain angry content, and that's compared to only 3% of tweets referencing the Duchess of Cambridge. We showed the research to Bonnie Greer, who worked for one of the American TV networks on the day of the royal wedding. What is your immediate reaction to what we've uncovered?
Completely shocked. I knew about the abuse directed at Meghan, but I didn't know the level of it, the intensity of it. It's sick. I assumed that there would be a level of racist abuse because you do. I've never seen this before or heard this before.
Type in Meghan or Duchess of Sussex and the extent of the racist abuse is painfully clear. Our research found multiple posts featuring pictures of bananas and monkeys in reference to her mixed-race heritage. And shockingly, her unborn child is also the subject of racist abuse, with malicious posts about the baby's ethnicity.
I feel the embryonic kicking of feminism. I love that. So,
a far-fetched conspiracy has also grown around her pregnancy, with hashtags like moon bump and Meghan Markle is not pregnant.
Thank you so much.
Videos like this one that I posted on Twitter from International Women's Day.
She's a real person. Wow. So crazy.
Used to apparently confirm that her baby bump isn't real. Hi Meghan, how are you feeling? But was this ongoing scrutiny of her and her ethnicity always inevitable? It was something that Meghan acknowledged when they got engaged.
of course it's disheartening. You know, it's a shame that that is the climate in this world, to focus that much on that, or that would be discriminatory in that sense. But I think, you know, at the end of the day, I'm really just proud of who I am and where I come from, and we have never put any focus on that.
Princess Tessa of Luxembourg has some idea what that attention is like. She was from an ordinary family and served in the military before she married into Luxembourg's monarchy in 2006.
My family suffered greatly when I married into the family. My little cousin, she needed to change school twice. My twin brother was incredibly bullied at work, still is today. My sister, my parents suffered. My oldest brother doesn't talk to me anymore because of that, because it was too much for him to handle. And that was when I married him. And then when I got divorced, oh my gosh, the same. It's just, you know, what I have learned is you can never please everyone. And some people will just like to talk bad about you. A person that went to school with me literally wrote me an email, got my email from somewhere a few years ago, and wrote me and said, "I'm sorry I wrote that about you. I know it's not true, but I need to feed my children."
She's now concentrating on her charity work.
Good evening, everyone.
Using her social media to promote more positive messages, including support for the Duchess of Sussex.
And I think why I did it and why I stand up for her and for a lot of other people as well is because my children read these things. And I don't want my children to grow up in such an environment. This is not the society I want my kids to grow up in.
Dealing with the spotlight is nothing new for the Windsors, and they've all had to adapt to this new media age, even if it is their newest member who's been targeted the most. One of the reasons that the palace launched their social media guidelines was because they were increasingly finding that Meghan supporters and Meghan critics were using their official sites to publicly trade insults. And the Meghan supporters can be just as brutal and threatening at times towards other online users and journalists who they think are not 100% behind their Duchess.
I don't look at it.
You never look at, say, Twitter?
No. Sorry, no.
Despite Meghan saying that she doesn't look, and Harry claiming that social media is now more addictive for children than drugs and alcohol, they've launched their new Instagram account. Already they have used it to thank their fans for launching the hashtag Global Sussex Baby Shower and giving to their favourite charities. Words like diapers may be a suggestion that Meghan is more in control than it would appear.
She's been very smart to get ahead, get out front. We're going to shape this narrative. When it's time for our baby to be born, we're going to show you this baby's picture. We're going to share these pictures with you. We're going to have this baby when we're ready to have this baby, and we're going to have this baby where we want to have this baby.
I'm sorry, just coming back to the bags. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
With their baby due very soon, they're doing everything they can to take control of their privacy and the media phenomenon that their new family will become.
It is about the clash of cultures, and I think it's just us getting our heads around the fact that this is a beautiful, mixed race, intelligent, articulate American woman is now part of our establishment.
They can create something, I think, new for us. They can create a high-profile couple within the matrix of the royal family who can do good. They're 21st century royals, and they're going to show us how to be in a multicultural, international, diverse world. And that's their purpose.
So while there will always be others in the palace with more influence in our social media age, this American Duchess is shaping how we view the most British of institutions.